Welcome to the Clemson Office of Information Security and Privacy Training module. In this presentation, we'll cover the software and services offered to help protect the university and its faculty, staff, and students from information security threats and compromises. At the conclusion of the video, there will be a page listing all of the links referenced in the presentation. Here are some of the services offered by Clemson University to help you work in a secure computing environment. But remember, you are the key to making it all work. In this presentation, we will cover Clemson-specific topics, including narrated slides and 3 90-second videos. We will start with a general tips video, followed by passwords, IT policies, Proofpoint spam protection, a video on phishing, Trend Micro antivirus, a video on Duo, two-factor authentication, VPN, and some backup solutions. After the video, there will be 2 student-created security scenarios. At the end, there will be a quiz. Coming up on the next slide, you'll see the first 90-second video.
Welcome to our Clemson University Cybersecurity video series, where we'll show you some basic things you can do to stay safe online. Let's talk about general tips for online security. You probably have a lot of accounts on websites you visit, and you probably have a lot of passwords. Now, be honest, are they all the same? Are they too similar? Unique account, unique password, and don't write them down. When you're surfing the internet, how often do you check the privacy or security settings on apps or websites you visit? Set those settings to your comfort level. Own your online presence. It's okay to limit who you share information with. You probably have a lot of valuable documents, photos, and videos on your phone, laptop, and other devices. What if they crash or get stolen? Back up your data to the cloud. You already have several great free options right here at Clemson. If you're a Clemson student or employee, you have Trend Micro virus protection. Make sure that's up to date and running. That also goes for the software you use every day. A lot of those automatic updates fix security flaws. Now, we talked about these in our last video, but they're important, so let's revisit some tips for email security. Don't give out personal information over email. That includes links you click on. Think before you act. Your personal information is too valuable to lose. If you're unsure about something or think you've been phished, ask CCIT. We have a lot of great ways to get in touch with us. Just visit our website, and you don't even need a password. Thanks for watching.
A strong password is your best defense against cyber criminals. A good password is easy to remember but hard to guess. Here are some tips for creating a strong password. Consider a passphrase. A passphrase is a sentence or sequence of case-sensitive words that can include spaces and punctuation. Choose a phrase that is easy for you to remember but difficult to guess. Passphrases benefit from their length, making them more difficult to crack. We recommend a minimum of 15 characters. Here are some tips to develop a strong password or passphrase. Think of a sentence you can remember. At Clemson, you can use up to 25 characters in your password. So in this example, we'll use the sentence, "My cat Tiger is 2 years old." If you need a shorter password for a system that does not allow a long password, you could take the first letter of each word in the sentence. In this case, it would be MCTITYO. Another idea is to mix it up by making every other letter a capital letter. You can add complexity by doing letter swapping, misspelling, or substituting special characters for letters that look similar. If you want to use a similar password for all of your applications that require passwords, one idea is to make your own password algorithm. Make some changes to your primary password for each site. Here are some examples. You could include the first several letters of the domain name in your password. An example, if the password is for your WordPress account, include a WO at the end of your original password. Another idea is to include the number of letters in the domain name. In the case of WordPress, there are 9 letters in WordPress. Or capitalize every 9th letter. Then do the same thing for all of your passwords, making them all different but easy to remember. It's also okay to use a password manager. CCIT does not recommend or support a particular manager, but you're welcome to use the one of your choice. It's the responsibility of all Clemson users to read and know about the IT policies. You can find them at ccit.clemson.edu/about/policy. An important one is the use of IT resources. You sign this when you set your Clemson password. We'll review some of the main points on the next slide. Here's part of the IT policy. Each student is expected to conduct his computing needs in a manner that in no way jeopardizes the availability of the campus system. Additionally, Clemson University strictly prohibits the use of computing facilities to engage in any illegal activity. The university will monitor its systems in order to protect against such. Any violation of this policy will result in corresponding disciplinary action by the university. The policy covers a longer list of activities, but here are a few of the things you agreed not to do when you agreed to the acceptable use policy the first time you logged in using your Clemson credentials. Violate software licenses or copyrights. Use another user's computer account or data. Use university email to attack other computer systems or falsify the identity of the source of any email. Send harassing, obscene, or threatening email. Attempt to read, delete, copy, or modify the email of others. Send without university authorization for profit messages, chain letters, or unsolicited junk mail. Knowingly infect any computer resource with software virus. Use university computing or network resources for illegal activities. Email presents quite a few security challenges, including spam and phishing. Clemson has several tools in place to help with email security. One of them is Proofpoint Clemson's spam filter. If a message is clearly spam, you'll not see it. Questionable messages will go into Proofpoint. Most of those will also be spam, but occasionally good messages that you need to see will be there. Students will receive daily and weekly email digests of any messages that went into Proofpoint and any mail that has been put into quarantine. The digests will come from askpostman@clemson.edu. Students should open these digests and verify that there are no good messages in there. If there are none to be kept, students can delete the digest. If there are messages they need, they can then release the messages and/or mark the sender as safe. If not released within 14 days, the quarantine messages will be deleted. Note that you can click on Manage My Account to open a browser tab with information about your messages in Proofpoint. From there, you can select and delete or release messages.
Welcome to our Clemson University cybersecurity video series, where we'll show you some basic things you can do to stay safe online. Today, we'll be talking about phishing. Phishing is almost exactly what it sounds like. When you try to catch a fish, you throw out some bait and hope something bites. That's how phishing online works. Someone baits you with an email or website that looks legitimate, trying to get you to bite and give up your information. We'll show you a real-life example with some tips so you know what to look out for. First, check the From email address field. This email says it's from President Clemens, but it's not from a clemson.edu address. Clemson emails will always end in @clemson.edu. Also, phishing emails often contain obvious typos and grammatical errors. Be on the lookout for those. Never trust links and messages unless you can confirm the sender to be legitimate. This link takes us to a fake Microsoft Office download page. Pay attention to the URL, the site's address. Make sure it's where you're supposed to be. Also, look in your internet browser's address bar for a green lock or the word secure with HTTPS. This site is trying to get you to type in your username and password. That's when they reel you in. If you enter those, they have them now. This one didn't say it, but many will use urgent action required or give you a time frame to act. They're trying to get you to move quickly and not think. Good rule of thumb, when in doubt, throw it out. And if you get a phishing email or think you've been phished, let CCIT know. Thanks for watching.
Why should you have antivirus software installed on your computer? To protect the computer network, data, and personal information from being compromised, users should have antivirus software installed on all computers. Antivirus software is the policeman at the gate of a computer system. It protects the computer from incoming threats and seeks out, destroys, and warns of possible threats to the system. New viruses are coming out all of the time. You don't want your data compromised or shared. Malware can steal not only your school data, but also your personal information. It's the job of the antivirus software to keep up with all of the latest threats. Here are some tips on how to spot malware on your computer. Watch for slower internet and computer processing, unexpected computer behavior, sudden freezes and crashes, new error messages, advertisements, and outgoing email you didn't send. To protect yourself from these and other issues, all Clemson users should have Trend Micro installed on their computers. If you have another antivirus, it's a good idea to remove it first. If you do not have Trend, go to download.clemson.edu and scroll down to Trend Micro and install it from there.
Welcome to our Clemson University Cybersecurity video series, where we'll show you some basic things you can do to stay safe online. Today we're talking about two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is a security measure, and it checks something you know, like your password, against something you have, like your phone. And at Clemson, it works like this. You enter your username and password like you've always done, and you'll get a message on your chosen device from Duo Security making sure that it's really you trying to log in. You hit accept, and that's it. You're logged in. Now, it may look a little different if you're logging into the virtual private network or human resources, but the process is the same. Okay, that's the how. Now the why. Universities are big targets for cyber criminals. Lots of employees, lots of students, lots of transactions. And before, if somebody had your username and password, your keys, well, they're in. They have access to your email. They can make changes to your paycheck, everything. That's why we've implemented these security measures, like the HR PIN, and we'll soon be rolling out two-factor authentication on a lot of campus services. The thing is, you already use two-factor authentication in your daily life. Think of your 4-digit PIN for your debit card, or when you have to enter your zip code at the gas pump. It's just another layer of security. It's all about keeping you and the university safe. All right, that's two-factor authentication. To enroll and learn more, visit 2fa.clemson.edu. Oh, and just a reminder, Clemson will never ask you for your username and password. Like, ever. Thanks for watching.
Here is a link to information about the Clemson systems that currently require Duo as of 2018. A few that students use are listed on this slide. Keep in mind that this list will change, so check the link at the top of the page to see the up-to-date list. Clemson's virtual private network is available by opening a browser and navigating to cuvpn.clemson.edu. The first time you visit this page on a new computer, it will offer to install the Cisco AnyConnect client. Once it's installed and ready to use, you'll have to log in each time you need to use it. Note that it requires Duo, so you should plan to have your Duo device handy so you can authenticate. The VPN is necessary to use some Clemson resources remotely or from off-campus. You can also use CUVPN when a secure connection is needed when using public Wi-Fi. This can prevent your information from being stolen. Don't forget that keeping your data backed up is extremely important. Clemson offers 3 cloud services you can use: Google Drive, OneDrive, or Clemson Box, or you can use your own external hard drive or online backup service. But in this day when security breaches, accidents, hardware failure is very common, your best defense is to make sure you have extra copies of all important data. Clemson University is committed to protecting the information security of its students, faculty, and staff, as well as protecting the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information. With the use of tools like Trend Micro, Duo two-factor authentication, VPN, and the many other security tools, and with your help, Clemson will continue to provide a safe computing environment. Next, we'll show some student security scenarios created by previous CU 1000 students. The last step will be to complete a quiz on this topic and receive at least 80%. Thanks for joining us in this security presentation.